Wake up, Jacob. IP. Did you see this article that I just read in a New York Post? Article in the New York Post giving a stimulus to millionaires. Now, they just sent you, some of you, $1,200, right? $1,700, you got a dependent. If you filed your taxes for 2018 and 2019. But they decide to tax break stimulate the millionaires to an average of $1.6 million for each millionaire in the U.S. Now, at last count, there's over 40,000 millionaires in the U.S. 40,000, just under 45,000. And each of them need a break, a stimulus of $1 million. Now, I don't begrudge millionaires. I'm not the type that be like, oh, you're rich, you must be evil, you must have got it by some nefarious, some sneaky, underhanded way. I like entrepreneurship. I do. I love entrepreneurship. I love business things. I love it, right? I like it. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, cash flow, Shark Tank. I like all that. But do rich people right now, at this time, who needs the break or the stimulus more? Most millionaires, almost none of them, but most millionaires, unless you're in politics or something, they don't have, quote unquote, jobs. Now, I understand CEOs and all that, but they're quitting. CEOs are quitting. But they don't have 9-to-5 jobs like most of America. They give out the 9-to-5 jobs. So financially, they'll be okay. It's the people who punch the clock that's not going to be okay. Those are the people who are worried. Let's get to this article, all right? It's in the New York Post, not New York Times, New York Post. It says over 43,000 U.S. millionaires will get stimulus averaging $1.6 million each. And then, of course, is going to explain that a little bit. It says at least 43,000 American millionaires who are too rich to get coronavirus stimulus checks are getting a far bigger boost, averaging $1.6 million each, according to a congressional committee. Okay? So they're not going to get a stimulus check, but they're going to get something that is equivalent to it, right? Because, again, they don't punch the clock like... Okay. The Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security, CARES for short, Act trumpeted its assistance for working families and small businesses, but it apparently contains an even bigger benefit for wealthy business owners, and the committee found. The act allows pass-through businesses one taxed under individual income rather than corporate, and unlimited amount of deductions against their non-business income, such as capital gains, the Washington Post said. They can also use losses to avoid paying taxes in other years. That means that amount of money that's supposed to go out, that we're supposed to go out under normal circumstances, can stay in the bank account, right? All right. That gives roughly 43,000 individual tax filers who make at least $1 million a year savings of $70 billion, or about $1.6 million a piece, according to the Joint Committee on Taxation. Hedge fund investors and real estate business owners are far and away the ones who will benefit the most, tax expert Steve Rosenthal told the Washington Post. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, called it a scandal to loot American taxpayers in the midst of an economic and human tragedy. And it finishes off this way. Representative Lloyd Doggett claimed that someone wrongly seized on this health emergency to reward ultra rich beneficiaries. For those earning $1 million annually, a tax break buried in the recent coronavirus relief legislation is so generous that its total cost is more than the total new funding for all hospitals in America and more than the total provided to all state and local governments, he stressed in a statement. All you have to do is look at it under coronavirus, IRS, millionaires, tax breaks, 4620. I don't know. You guys have to make sense of it. What can I say? What can I say? Okay. The old saying goes, never let a good crisis go to waste. There's always an opportunity. Now I know there may be a morbid way of looking at it, but there's always an opportunity during a crisis. There's always an opportunity during a crisis. That's what we have to understand. Sometimes when you're fear-minded, you get stuck, one way and you in one way of thinking, and you don't realize the opportunity that could be right under your nose. Let me see what some of you guys are talking about. Let me say hi to some of you guys. It's been a little while with doing the lives. What's going on in your neck of the woods? What's it like where you are? State you're in? What's going on the streets? Give everyone an update. Let me find you guys. Let me find you guys. Let's see what you guys got right here. Frank Stockton, shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom. Evan Davis, Shabbat shalom. Morning, morning. Lisi, Shabbat shalom. What's going on? Evan said, yeah, that's some BS. Shabbat shalom. By hearing and hearing by Shabbat shalom. Glad you met. Said we all knew the rich and wealthy was gonna get more of it. Yeah, buddy. Send me a meal. Exactly. I could take a $1.6 million. I can use something with that. I know exactly what to do with that kind of money. And believe me, it won't be for new shoes and a new car and all that stuff. Ronnie Rayner, Shabbat Shalom, brother. Evan Davis, he said, Rich has been benefiting from this administration. Absolutely, absolutely. What's going on, Roddy Rayner? Here, hopefully they will trickle that stimulus down to the employees. That would be nice. They did a payroll loan, a payroll stimulus or whatever news where businesses, they can apply for a loan and it can be forgiven, provided you only use it for payroll, right? And it can be forgiven. And they ran out quickly. They ran out like that. They ran out quickly. And they said, bro, it's corrupt. Insisted his name be placed on the stamp. Yeah, I heard about that. That his name being placed on the checks. Look, I don't want to bang on the POTUS like that, but come on, man. Are you really serious? Do you really seriously think that we think that if you put your name on these stimulus checks, that we're gonna think it's really coming from you? That like it's coming out of your bank account? Talking about the POTUS. Really? You really think that's what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? That's what we're gonna think. If we see your name on that check, we're gonna think that you gave it to us as if it came out of your bank account. Stop it. Stop it. House of Lee, Shabbat Shalom, Mishpaka, Shabbat Shalom. What's going on? Shabbat Shalom, family. Frank Stoney said, I think if you get the paper check, save it in 20 years, it might be worth something. I'm telling you. Deborah L, Deborah L, Shabbat Shalom. How's it going? Small businesses can't get loans anymore because they ran out. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I saw that they ran out of money. It was done. Let's see. Beaches are back open in Florida. They are? Really? Beaches are back open in Florida for real? I mean, seriously, I need to look that up for real. Yeah, Lisi says using it like publicity. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because he's gonna run again, and he wants that on the top of people's mind. Like, oh yeah, he gave out money or whatever. Who's the last person? Was it Bush Jr.? Did he do a stimulus? I can't remember if it came from Obama or Bush or both of them. I don't know. If you guys remember, let me know. I know someone else gave a stimulus, just got money out of nowhere, and I think it was. I don't remember. I don't know if it was Bush or Obama because both of them had like 2 terms. So I mean, that's like 16 years of. I don't remember. GSX, shalom, shalom. In Denver, he said people are howling at the moon in mass every night. Not sure if they are losing it or if it is helping keep them safe. I don't, bruh. I don't know. I don't know. I know. I was did the that video that they're going to reopen Texas, and I know they're going to do it in waves, in phases, right? They're going to, certain businesses will be open a little bit, so they basically want to put their pinky toe in the water and make sure everything's okay, make sure the curve is is still leveling out, plateau, flattening, stuff like that. They obviously they don't want it to rebound. Then they open up a few more businesses and stuff like that. Now it's going to be a minute before you see sporting events, movie theaters, things like that, where there's mass gatherings and stuff like that, right? You gonna but well. In churches and things like that. But I'm gonna do a I'm gonna do a Bible lesson a little bit later, probably about noon on Fountain of Israel. Right, I'm gonna do a little Bible lesson on Fountain of Israel right here on YouTube, and about an hour and a half. At noon Central, whatever. Because there's a particular pastor who is trying to do a challenge to get people to send their stimulus check to him. I'm gonna say that for later. That's another thing. So anyway, I digress for a moment. Anyway, they're gonna wait in phase. It's talking about I was looking at the press release. The Texas governor, he was talking about how he's gonna do it, want to stimulate. Now I'm gonna tell you, they do want economic stimulation. They do want this. Because people are getting restless. Okay, you're talking about people being out of work. The average person is living from paycheck to paycheck. Let's just be honest. People are living from paycheck to paycheck. So if you cut off one paycheck, it hurts. You cut off 2 paychecks, it's getting a little more, it's getting more hot on the collar, right? Then you cut off 3 paychecks. We're not doing that. So that's why, I mean, you go too long, you go 2, 3, 4 months, and people, running out of money, running out of food. That's why they send out these stimulus checks. $1,200. If you miss, come on, if you miss 2 months of paychecks, you lost your job. $1,200 isn't that much, okay? $1,200 isn't that much. But you also realize that people are getting restless, okay? And when you have people, a number of people, whole states of people, city of people getting restless, then you're going to have civil unrest. People are going to come outside. People are going to come outside their house and go inside your house, because that's a problem, right? So we really, they're walking a fine line. That's what they want to do. They want to stimulate the economy, stimulate businesses, get people back to work. It's tough, okay? It's tough. See what some of you guys are doing. It's tough. So he said the beaches are back. All right, howling at the moon. Okay, folks are protesting against the stay-at-home orders. LOL. They marched on the VA state capitol Thursday. Yeah, I heard about that. But I think it was another state, and they marched on that because they don't want to be at home, right? So I don't know. We're talking about not spreading the coronavirus and people going out en masse. Could that be a problem? What do you guys think? Could that be a problem? Could that be an issue? Okay, we're thinking. Okay, a lot of people are asymptomatic, and people are just upset. Now, the stay-at-home orders was to protect you. It was to protect the public, to keep you from further spread or further exposure, and people are getting upset. So, what can I say? What can I say? By hearing and hearing by, the distinction is becoming more clear what people believe and where they stand. More alert to walk in wisdom. Absolutely. Preach. Evan Davis. They protested in Michigan. That's the one I heard about. They protested in Michigan and some other state. Yeah, Evan Davis. That's the one that I heard. I heard about the Michigan one. I didn't hear about the VA one. He's seen that. Yep. Frank Stockton. He said in VA they waited till the stay at home to pass a bill about gun law. Yes, I heard about that. About the VA. That stay at home hit, and then they started doing more and more. They passed a more restricting, gun law in Virginia. Man, that's never waste an opportunity. Never waste an opportunity. Power grab, legislation, stuff like that. But here's the thing. Obviously, I am for the right to bear arms. Okay, I am for that. All right. But my question is this: do gun laws or strict gun laws hurt criminals or restrict law-abiding citizens? That's my question, right? That's my question. Do gun laws hurt criminals or law-abiding citizens? I'll put that out there. Okay, those folks have nothing else to do with their time. Absolutely. Washington State is mostly complying, following whatever Oregon does, it seems. Okay. Keep us posted on that. Thank you. By hearing and hearing by. Deborah, yes, protesting in Minnesota as well. Okay, protest in Minnesota. Okay, see, appreciate that. See, we help each other out, give some information. That's what I want to know what else is going on. I did hear about the Michigan one, and I heard about that gun law in Virginia. I did hear about that. I have ish to do. Plant gardens, absolutely stuff to do. I've been getting through certification through Google marketing platforms. Awesome. Certification, Google marketing. You gotta tell me a little something about that one. That's interesting. All right, and we have beefing up them resumes. Absolutely. Deborah L. in Louisiana, the police were driving around sounding a horn, same horn that sounded in the movie Oh my goodness! Sounded a horn for the sounded a horn for the curfew. Ooh, that is reminiscent of the Purge. That is very reminiscent of the Purge. That's scary right there. Yeah, that. Yeah. Yeah, brethren, the times we living in, is it not amazing? Is it not amazing, right? I had family member of mine, right? Family member of mine was saying that, and this family member, they have adult children, right? So we're not talking about little children. We're talking about 20, 22, 26, adult children and everything. And she says that she was telling them, hey, what's going on? She was trying to explain to them what's going on in the world, how it relates, in Bible prophecy and all this other stuff, right? And she says to me, she goes, well, nobody's listening, and I said, well, what did you say? Who is nobody, and what'd you say, and who's not listening? And she was like, well, my kids, adult kids, right? But she said, my kids. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, what'd you say? He said, well, I was trying to explain to them what's going on, in the world. This was prophesied and all this other stuff. And they're not listening. And I said, well, that's to be expected. I'm not surprised. These are millennials, right? These are millennials. See, here's the thing. You and I have already been conditioned. We grew up, and whether you paid attention in church or not or whatever, you at least heard of it. You heard of your Matthew 24 prophecies, and you heard of Revelation. You heard of all these different things in the Bible. You heard Bible stories, right? Whether you were well versed in it or not, you heard of some of these Bible stories, and you heard about, one world government or one world currency, or the chip and no man can buy or sell. And you heard about plagues. You heard about different things in the Bible. Yes. And so when things start to happen, it comes back to your memory. Okay. Some people say it's the comfort of the spirit of truth. It brings you into all truth and brings things back to your memory. You're like, wait a minute, I heard about that in the Bible. Someone talked about that, things like that. But you got millennials today. Millennials, they don't go to church for the most part. Okay, they didn't grow up in church. And then you have to remember, okay, most of us are a few decades old, right? We 3, 4, 5, 6 decades old, right? and these millennials 2 decades. So really, this thing, this plague, is happening to them really early in their life. So to them, this too shall pass. It's not that big a deal. It's just one of those things. But us, we've been preconditions from years and years. We kind of, we heard the stories, we got all that, and then all of a sudden something happened, and like aha moment, right? We have the backstory. The millennials, they don't have the backstory. They don't have the backstory. They don't have the history. They don't have any of that. So I'm not surprised. Don't be shocked if they don't listen to this stuff. Okay? That Bible's just a spooky book with words. Some man wrote it somewhere, blah, blah, blah. That's trying to control you. All that. That's what millennials are. Okay? That's what they do. Very few believe in the God of the Bible. Oh, they may believe in a higher power. They believe in a higher intelligence. They believe, some of them believe in that. And then others question everything. So don't be surprised. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. It's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen. Don't be shocked. It happens. So what can I say? Not a shocker there to me. All right, let's see what else we got. They hurt mostly law-abiding citizens. However, the same can be said about allergy meds with decongestants. Folk abuses the meds to make crystal meth, and they pass stricter laws to get the meds. Yeah. I mean, they do. I mean, and the people who actually just have allergies and just want to get some relief, they have to suffer too. So I get it. I'll share this. Since the stay-at-home order, the skies have been brilliant blue. Okay, no chemtrails. Yeah, sure that. And tons of construction being done, all while the people won't see. Yeah, there's some stuff going on, but hey, I'm not gonna say, I don't want to be the whole conspiracy theories guy. This channel's not all about that. Frank Stockton, he said, both criminals get scared, don't want to deal with the questions, and law-abiding citizens get screwed because we can only buy one weapon per month. If I can afford it, why can't I buy it? Absolutely. But yeah, and that's all it is. It's the bottom line is that they have no solution. That's really what it is. As politicians, they have no solution. Okay, I remember when I was in the retail space. And I was at man, it was a long. You guys gonna know it was a long time ago. I was a manager at Hollywood Video. That tells you how long ago it was. I was a manager at Hollywood Video, and we had a meeting, and they were talking about shrink, theft, loss. And we're talking about shrink and stuff. So we had a meeting. All the managers, all of us were there in the meeting and stuff like that. And they were saying, hey, the regional managers was like, hey, 90% of shrink is internal. Okay. And a good friend of mine, he was a manager too. He had his store. I had my store. And he said, wait a minute. Are you saying that we're thieves? And it's like, oh, well, no, we're not saying, you're thieves or whatever. He said, yeah, but if 90% of shrink is internal, it's either by the employees or by the managers. And then, so the regional manager kind of trying to backpedal out of it or whatever. And so they try to put up new policies and this for shrink and this and that. And they put all the emphasis and losses and everything. They put it on the managers, right? But here's the thing. I had a Hollywood Video, and I was in a bad neighborhood. Tell you how bad it was. We had, you have all your movies on the shelf and all that, and then you have the movies on the tables. Some of you guys remember the movies on the tables, and then you have these long sleeves of movies, and they're underneath the table, and the table have skirts on them, so it's underneath the table, right? And that's where that's where movies are and stuff. Had a dude walk into the store. Going, look around like they do, just looking at movies and stuff. Very, very normal, right? You're looking at movies, reading title, looking at the boxes, turning it over, all that stuff, right? But then, scopes out a couple of under the table, that's all right. That's where we keep movies for sale anyway. Scope out a few movies or whatever. Grab the entire sleeve, okay? This sleeve probably 50 movies, right? And you're talking about DVDs, okay? DVDs, real light, no big deal. Probably have 50 movies on a sleeve. Grab the sleeve. Went out the back door. Boom. Opened it up. Went out the back door. Ran across the street, whatever. Running behind him, look, whatever, and all that, right? So, obviously, you call your regional manager and say, hey, listen, look, he made off with the, made off with it. Want to call, police? I don't know. I'm mad. I'm hot. You feel violated. Someone steal you, you want to deal with them. You want to deal with the situation. But anyway, so you call and they're like, well, nothing you can do. All of that. But then when it's time to do the inventory, why are you so short? Like, what do you mean why I'm so short? He got away with like at least 50 movies. What are you talking about? Why am I so short? So yeah, they put all the emphasis internally, put all these policies in place, and it hurts the employees, the people on the team. Otherwise, law-abiding citizens. Yeah, there's some shrink internal, right? But you want to put all the emphasis, on the people who is on your team. Okay, I don't think that number is that high. I don't think it's 9%. I think there is some internal shrink, but I don't think it's that high. That's ridiculous. That you just if that is it, you can't have employees. You just can't. Okay, you just can't have employees. That's anyway. I didn't buy it or whatever. But hey, Hollywood Video is gone. Okay, now obviously it's not because of that, but when you have things like Redbox, Netflix, Hulu, things like that, yeah, mom and pop shops, it's not gonna last. I actually saw a dinosaur. I saw a Blockbuster Video. I mean, it's up northeast somewhere, whatever. Last holdout. It's not that many. I remember back then when both of those companies were up for sale, right, for cheap. But you kind of see the writing on the wall. Uh, South Africa, lounging on the roads due to the stay-home orders. Okay, okay. I would say gun laws hurt no one at the end. The country is swimming in guns, and none of the laws ever stop you from getting one. If you run out to buy a gun during an emergency, it's just reacting. No, okay, I mean I understand that, but like places like New York, you can't have a gun. So it's like it's kind of I don't know. I do think the gun laws, the more I have to beg to differ a little bit. I think the more restrictive the gun laws is, those who want to protect themselves, they have a harder time being able to do it. That's just my opinion. I wonder if forgiving late fees would have been considered inside shrink. When Redbox, this is when Redbox was really kind of new, and Netflix and stuff like that. Where in both cases there is no late fees. You keep it too long, and all of a sudden you own it because you kept being charged for it. Whereas we had people that had late fees, $200-300 in late fees, and they just like, you asked them, hey, you want to pay something? Nope, and you keep going. So they kept doing that and forgiving, but they should have just erased it off. I don't know. So don't rely to think for your safety, but want to as why so many gone. Been there when managing a clothing store. Yeah, it's yeah. But anyway, it was multiple boxes, multiple sleeves. That's how we carried them around and did what we had to do. You just take this one long sleeve and boom, you got a lot. I mean, it was a long sleeve, and DVDs are really really thin. So when you said you saw a dinosaur, I thought you meant like a real dinosaur. Yeah, no, 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 no. Yeah, I was talking about Blockbuster Video. Blockbuster Video. Some people be like, "Oh my God, Israelite prepper crazy." He said he saw a dinosaur. I'm like, talking about Blockbuster Video. Okay, I will talk about Blockbuster Video in that. So anyway, guys, I am going to, let's see. It's Central Time. It's almost 11. Yeah, that that rewind rule. Yeah, I'm with you. But it's almost 11, so I'm probably about an hour and a half. Noon Central, whatever. If you like, it's up to you guys. Gonna do a little lesson on Fountain of Israel, channel, the Fountain of Israel Bible Studies channel. Just do a little quick little lesson if you guys want, dealing with some of these. What are false prophets at? Where are they at now? Some of them are coming out, but look at what they're coming out for. They're coming out with, we need money, that kind of thing. So let's talk about it on that. So if you guys want to do a little Shabbat lesson, hey, feel free to join me on the channel of Fountain of Israel right here on YouTube. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Oh, do me a big favor. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell and thumbs up. It works wonders for the YouTube algorithms, right? If you don't thumbs up, if you don't thumbs up, it doesn't really hit the algorithm really well. It says, hey, it's not relevant. Nobody wants to see it, that kind of thing. And then if you don't hit the notification, no one to tell you that a new one is coming up. So if you guys can do that, that would be great. Really trying to get the numbers up because there's a lot of things that I would like to do in Israel. And we need to, get the word out, get this Hebrew life going, get this going and just spread information about the Hebrew life. Because you know what's coming next, guys. After we come out of this pandemic, there will be a complete paradigm shift with everyone. Everyone's going to be thinking things differently, looking at things differently, and we need to prepare ourselves and help prepare the others. We also need to come together as a unit, come together as a family. We need to get in small mags and communities. That is the next thing, okay? That is the next wave. You got to do that, right? Some of you guys want to be individualites. That's okay. That's fine if that's what you want to do. But I think there is strength in numbers, okay? So, and I already have a couple of people who want to, join me on Remnant Ranch. They're already saying, hey, bruh, so I already got 2 families who wants to join me, right? I already got 2 families who want to join me. And I'm game. Okay. I'm game. So, let's see what happens. Okay. Let's see who you can trust and who you want to pool your resources, because time is of the essence. And obviously if you have a group of people and you can pull your resources together, you can do things faster. But again, you're gonna have some lone rangers out there who want to do it themselves. Hey, more power to you. If you have those kind of resources and you can bring in a bunch of people and start building things and put things together for you, more power to you. No hate, no love lost. Go ahead and get it done. Otherwise, if you want to just build together and have the safety in numbers and have the security and all the other stuff, hey, let's do that. So anyway, I'm gonna put the let me see. I'm gonna put for those who want to reach out, I'm putting my email address in the chat real quick. Hold on, let me put that in there right now. And you also have at inbox, because you also have some sisters out there who are getting serious. Okay, so I just put the FOI Bible Studies at inbox.com for those who need that and want to talk about, and get information, talk about living in community and things like that. Also, again, have some sisters who write and they say, hey, listen, I want to join a household, want to be a family. And they want to do different capacities, okay? Not everybody, wants to be, a helpmeet or anything like that. Some of them just say, hey, I want to be a handmaid. I just want to be joined into a community or whatever, so we can all mutually benefit. Okay, so whatever the case may be, let's talk about it. Email address. But again, like, share, subscribe, hit that thumbs up if you don't mind. I really, really appreciate that. That notification bell so we can hook up, link up right back here once again. I'm going to see you guys in an hour on Fountain of Israel. Until next time, IP.